Hello and welcome back to Hyperplay Handhelds. MANGMI have just dropped new glorious gameplay and price information about the MANGMI Pocket Max, their forthcoming streaming device. Well, very interesting, they've gone with a streaming showcase here. Cyberpunk 2077 first up. And of course, you will know that the MANGMI Pocket Max has that glorious 7-inch AMOLED 144Hz 1920 by 1080p display, and it will be a real beauty for streaming these high-end PC games, which of course you won't be able to play natively on the device, because inside the MANGMI Pocket Max is the Snapdragon 865, the tried and tested chipset from the Retroid Pocket 5. So if you wanted a larger version of the Retroid Pocket 5, you are in luck. And they're showing off the different color SKUs of the units. Earlier we had the cream and red, and now we have the all black, which will be great for you retro game connoisseurs who love to play your retro games. Integer scaled, pixel perfect. Those black bars will blend in beautifully on this AMOLED panel. Back to the red and cream, and you'll be able to see, if you look closely enough, the lines around the controls, because MANGMI have added modular controls to the MANGMI Pocket Max. Is that a good or a bad thing? Well, we have mixed feelings about the addition of modular controls, because if it drives up the price, and we'll get to that very soon, oh yes, then we'd rather not have them. That said, playing on our Conker Pocket Fit recently, we would have preferred the A button on the right-hand side of the 4 in the traditional Nintendo Switch Japanese style layout. So we can see the value in wanting to change out your buttons, but that said, is it really worth a price increase? And we will get to that very soon. Look at those lovely proud sticks on the left being used at the top there. Stick on top, resolutely stick on top device, of course, the MANGMI Pocket Max. None of this Retroid Pocket 6 shenanigans where you can choose your D-pad up top. No, this is a stick up top device, for better or for worse, but those sticks do look absolutely great. And these are TMR sticks, not Hall Effect. Tunneling magneto-resistance joysticks, since you ask. And TMR sticks are more precise, take up less power, and offer superior durability and anti-drift performance. Whoosh! Well, there we go, a showcase of some lovely PC games, but no native gameplay. If you're enjoying this, please do leave a like. Just tap that like button right now if you would, because we've foregone breakfast to bring you the latest gameplay and price information over to our women in China.
MANGMI Tech replied on January 19th, it won't be as low as 1,000. This indicates it should be over 1,500, just like my previous guess. The modular magnetic buttons greatly increased the machine's price. The 865 is certainly a great choice for a streaming device, but it's still an 865, so if the price is too high, its cost effectiveness will be very poor. Modular magnetic buttons might become the key to success, or they might become the key to a failed product due to poor value for money. MANGMI Tech probably knows this and deliberately avoided RP6, expected to be released at the end of the month. What do you all think about this?
Well, our women in China, what I think is we need to explore this. The MANGMI Air X came in at 500 yuan, so that was just under $100. Although it says here $69, there's always an increase for the Western market. Now, we were hoping that the MANGMI Pocket Max would come in for about the same launch price as the Anbernic RG556. So, back in the day, it launched for about $185, and we would say that would be a fair price for the MANGMI Pocket Max. But look at that launch price for the RG556, just over 1,000 yuan. And the official at MANGMI has said that will not be the price of the MANGMI Pocket Max. Now, our women in China firmly thinks that Pocket Max's price will be over 1,500 yuan. That is the same price in China as the Retroid Pocket 6. And that would translate to a price over in the West, and remember, it's not always a direct comparison in terms of the currency exchange, of 229 bucks. And okay, the RP6 launched at a lower price than that. You may recall that the Retroid Pocket 6 was actually offered at 209 bucks before that pre-order price was pulled early. There are the MANGMI Pocket Max specifications, and yes, it'll be very nice for streaming with its Wi-Fi 6 chip inside, and you can see that the latency and decoding times if you zoom into the top left of the screen there, are very good, although we do wonder whether this footage has been cherry-picked, because there are some hard cuts, as it were, in the footage on Cyberpunk 2077. We'll let you decide whether this is representative of how the full game will play, even via streaming. But if the MANGMI Pocket Max is going to be coming in for over $200, is it really worth it, even with that glorious 7-inch 144Hz OLED panel? To be honest, I think we'd rather drop down 1.5 inches and go for the Retroid Pocket 6 with the superior Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, because remember that the MANGMI Pocket Max will have the very versatile Snapdragon 865, same as the Retroid Pocket 5, but it's getting a bit long in the teeth these days, a bit like us. What do you think? As it now appears very firmly that the MANGMI Pocket Max will not be coming in for under $200, can it really be worth it? Modular controls and all. Our woman in China said that MANGMI are avoiding the RP6, by which she means avoiding the launch of the RP6, because they do not want to have an apples-to-apples comparison against Retroid's new flagship powerhouse, because inevitably the MANGMI Pocket Max will fall short, except in terms of that glorious, luscious screen. So, superb streaming device for $200. But is that really what you want to spend $200 on? Just a streaming device, albeit with the potential to play a very good number of retro games. Obviously, all your PS2, pretty much all your PS2 perfectly, GameCube, Wii, and everything below. What about the MANGMI Pocket Max? And of course, some Switch, but you'd have to be careful there about which games can run at 720p, because the glory of the smaller screen on the Retroid Pocket 5, of course, was that you could play games superbly at 544p. You won't be able to get away with that on this huge panel here. $200, your MANGMI Pocket Max. Too much? Let me know in the comments. I think it's a bit too dear for us personally, but we'd be very interested to hear your thoughts. Many thanks for watching. If you haven't left a like already, please do give that thumbs up button a tap. It doesn't cost you anything, really helps us. And please do consider subscribing so that you can get the latest and greatest handheld emulation news with your cornflakes first every single day. Thanks again for watching. Take care and happy handheld gaming. Goodbye.